Your relationship with money decides the quality of your life. Unfortunately, 95% of us are living in the flow of unhappy money. Happy money comes with appreciation, goes out with appreciation. When my money needs to leave me, I always say, thank you, angels, for staying with me. It was a short visit, but come back. Come back with lots of friends. We are addicted to this money worries. A lot of the things happen when we were small. We need to deal with that. Would you complain your neighbor is sniffing too much air? Money is the same thing. If we feel like we have abundance of money, you can become generous. We do the opposite. When the money comes in, we lock the door, we just put the money in the basement. No, you're not going anywhere. So it's almost like a house arrest. Money angels needs to go and then activate people's kindness and generosity. When you start appreciating everything in your life, boom, this magic door opens automatically. Your life is happening right now. So make a choice of happy life or unhappy life.
Happy.
Happy. Let's choose it. Let's choose it.
Welcome, everybody, to the Heart Coherence Collaborative. Today is a big honor because we have our new friend Ken Honda joining us today. Welcome, Ken.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be invited, especially my fellow Bostonians. Or we used to live in Massachusetts for a couple of years, and that was the most fun, memorable time in our lives.
Awesome. Yeah, we recently had an interview with our friend Alan Cohn, who's become a good friend of ours. And at the end of the interview, we asked him, is there anyone in the world that you would highly recommend? And he was like, you have to have on Ken Honda. So thank you, Alan, for this recommendation.
Yes, I just had an interview with Alan just a week ago, and he's so much fun to be with. So thank you for the introduction, Alan, and here I am.
And shout out to Alan.
Awesome.
I'd love to start off with, what is the difference between happy money and unhappy money?
Thank you so much. That is the most profound and simple question I always get. So happy money is money that you receive with gratitude. Say somebody just pay you, oh, thank you. And then when we pay the money, we also appreciate the fact that somebody gave us a service, the groceries, or when we get the bills, that means that we got the internet and electricity. We're paying for that. So instead of feeling, ooh, thank you, whoever installed electricity, we may thank electricians or the people in the power plant or whoever that is. Thank you. So happy money comes with appreciation, goes out with appreciation. Whereas unfortunately, 95% of us are living in the flow of unhappy money, which is when we receive, we feel squeezed. And also when we pay bills, like, ooh, I don't want to pay. That's unhappy money.
Yeah, I'm remembering I saw an interview with you a long time ago, and you were talking about a concept I'd never heard. You've always heard, to be grateful when you receive money, but that feeling of saying thank you when you pay money was something very unusual. And I started doing that. And it really did. If I was filling up my gas tank, I'd always be saying thank you for the money I was paying. And it really is life-changing. And I have never heard anyone else say that. So I love that.
Yes, thank you. And when you practice, you feel good.
Yeah.
Nice feeling comes. So I always talk with my money. So when my money needs to leave me, I always say, I look at them as money angels. Thank you, angels, for staying with me. It was a short visit, but come back. Come back with lots of friends. And then I just let go with grace.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. What's one belief about money that people have backwards in the West?
I think oftentimes, I talk about money container, which may be another subject. I think everyone is born with a certain size money container. Whenever I talk about this money container, we are sometimes born with a small one, with a medium size, and like somebody like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, they have a huge money container. When I talk about that, in the West, people ask me, hey, Ken, how can I make my container bigger? But in Japan, I often get questions like, okay, Ken, how can I satisfy myself with my container? Which is like, how can I be satisfied with who I am now? So it's a totally different approach. So in the West, people are almost they believe without any question, the bigger is better, especially in North America, and I think Europe is somewhere in the middle. But still, everybody wants to make money continue bigger. They want to make more money. I haven't really met people. I need to make less money and more satisfied. Somehow I want to be bigger. But when it comes to weight, I want to lose weight. So,
Mm.
a lot of confusion. The more is better, so you gain weight. No, 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 not that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
How did you figure out, and when did you figure out that money has this emotional energy that was important to figure out what you had going on and maybe change it?
Yeah, so over the years, I have experienced so many fun things to witness and also sad things to witness. One of my early awakening happened when I was in a grade school, and my father was a very successful tax accountant. So he started to teach me, coaching me about money and whatnot. And one day when I came back to school, my father was crying like a baby. He was a karate guy, so very macho. He does fencing and all that. So I thought when I was 7 or 8, men are not adults are not capable of crying, especially men. And my father was crying like a baby. What That was a big shock. And then my mother took me aside and she said, my mother's best friend committed suicide. By then, I understood what suicide means. But what I heard it for the first time is the guy, my father's client, best friend, committed suicide. But before that, he killed the entire family of four and then committed suicide. It's called family suicide.
Mhm.
It's not common at the time to save his family from the disgrace of bankruptcy. So he could have taken his life alone, but he killed the entire family so like they can go to heaven together. So, which really did a big impact on my father and also my grandmother. My father's mother passed away just like a year later. So he was really crashed, and then I saw the impact. I thought that was money. That was the money that wiped out the entire family. That really broke my father's heart and his system. So I thought when I grow up, I need to have money. I need to have this financial independence so I can protect my family and protect my friends. So that was a early beginning. And since then, as you can see, this is not virtual. I read all the books on money and happiness. I think I have the biggest library in English and Japanese because I asked my secretary to buy all the books, which have a title, Money, Happiness, and Entrepreneurship. I have them all here. So, and I think I should open up a personal library, but I want to be alone. So, I cannot let people come in. But that's a little mini story of Ken Honda. Why I'm so excited to share this wisdom because not only I have helped my family and I impacted millions of families in Japan, and now I'm doing more for English audience.
Mm.
So I'm so excited that you just invited me. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Thank
already
you.
I'm already loving this interview so much and have a million questions, but I would love to know if somebody grew up with
Hmm.
trauma in the family around money.
Yeah,
Times were really tough, they weren't necessarily happy around money. They were more in that icky energy. Where would
right.
you recommend them to start?
So first of all, do you want to get out of that ooh energy? Because somehow we are addicted to this money worries.
Yeah.
You too probably came out of the trance of like you have to be, like frustrated, you have to be always struggling. You got out of the state many years ago, I assume. So first of all, you have to make up your mind. I want to be like you, and then I want to be smiling. So what's stopping me? So a lot of the things happen when we were small. It's not exactly our fault, but we need to deal with that. So what happened for me 30, 40 years ago can influence me because it's impacting me. But at the same time, we have a choice. We're giving a choice every day. Are you living the same way as I have for the past many years? Or today's a new day, kind of like given to me, fresh. So I have a choice of living a new life, free of trauma, free of sadness, free of frustration. When you make up your mind to be free, then you can focus more on what you can do. And if you can focus on what you can do for others, then you attract more opportunities, happiness. By doing that, you find yourself in the flow of happy money. So you don't really need to go back and take like 100 sessions. You could, but I think your life is happening right now. So make a choice of happy life or unhappy life.
Hmm.
Mm.
Happy.
Happy. Let's choose it.
Happy.
I choose
Yeah, I'm so happy to see another happy people.
it. Yes. A lot of people are worried about that there's going to be a big collapse, a big
Hmm.
economic collapse. Do you have
Yeah.
any practical advice for people who might be worrying about that? Because, even if it's not specifically what people are worried about now, it's just a simple fact that there's depressions and then we're doing better. So how can people do some things that would make them feel more confident if that
Yeah.
happens?
First of all, you have many, as I said, you have many options. One of the thing I share with my friends is that I have no worries about money. Why? I don't have any debt. That's why. But if I lose everything I have, I'll be still smiling. You know why? Because I have friends who will let me stay for 1 week. And the other day I counted how many I have. I got about 60 or 70. So I'll visit my friend number one. Hi, Leah, Kyle. It's been a while. Or our mutual friend Alan. Hi, can I stay with you for 1 week? And then stay with your friend for 1 week. The second friend with the second week. If you have more than 52 friends, after 1 year, you can come back to your friend number one. Hi, Kyle, how are you? So I'm financially independent. Some people say I don't have 52 friends. It's okay if you have 10 friends, but you have to ask them to let you stay for 1 month. The same thing.
Mhm.
So then you realize that, okay, maybe I don't need to worry about money. So once you know your bank account is not something you rely on, your friends, your family members. And that's, I think, I feel sorry for Western culture because most of the people don't have the good connection with families or communities. People are cutting themselves out. So they don't talk to brothers and sisters. One of my American friend, who said, "Oh, you know what? Funny thing happened. I found my sister on Facebook and said, maybe your friend. And then I just found out through the Facebook, my sister got married with this Filipino guy, and then she has 2 kids. Wow, isn't that amazing?" And I was surprised that he's not surprised that, he hasn't contacted for a long time. But some people are like that, they don't have much interest in their families and friends. So if you're like that, you can visit many friends.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you need to have friends.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that so much.
I love
I
that.
would love to hear a little bit more about shifting from fear-based spending to gratitude-based giving.
Yeah. So to do that, you need to practice a little bit that the feeling that you have more than enough.
Hmm.
So you have more than enough money, more than enough air, more than enough time. So when you think of air, would you complain your neighbor is sniffing too much air? Like you're sucking my air. There's abundance of air, so we don't complain unless we are stuck in the elevator somehow. So like that, and time is limited, so we feel frustrated with somebody waste our time. But money is the same thing. If we feel like we have abundance of money, then you can become generous with your money. Because for me, I ask my money, where do you want to go? Like I get so much money from my book royalties and other things. So every day, every few minutes, I got like a certain mail address saying I got money. So like almost every minute or two, I got money from everywhere. So, and if I'm stuck in the library for all day, I cannot spend money, right? So I ask my money, where do you want to go? And then my money often says, I want to go help orphans in Cambodia. I want to help this environmental issue. Okay, go, 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 go. So the money I received, I sent them out because I have more than enough. And so if some of you who are watching this, if you know up here that you have more than enough in number wise, just let it down, go down. And then, wow, I have more than enough, way more than enough. So I need to start sharing what I have. So if you have that feeling, it doesn't really matter how much money you have in your bank account. Once you know you are in the perfect flow of abundance, letting abundance come in and go out, then technically you don't have to save any money because new money is on its way. So that is 100% trust. So you need to practice how to trust the flow.
Our mission here at the Heart Coherence Collaborative is to get people in touch with the healing power of the heart.
And we really need your help. Right now, only 1% of viewers subscribe. We are aiming to take that number to 6%.
The reason why we want to do that is the more people that subscribe, the more people in the world can learn the magical practice of heart coherence.
So please help us out. If you've ever listened, if you love this message, please just take a moment to subscribe.
Thank you so much. We love you.
We love you. I love that. What do you think is the core emotional wound that blocks people with money?
I think unworthiness. I'm not worthy of receiving money. So when you need to ask for a raise for your boss or your clients, you feel like, and then what if my clients disappear? What if my boss says, no, you don't deserve that? And then you feel so small. One of my students, who was a single mom, had this nerve to come up and then said to her boss, can I have a raise? And her boss said, sure, how much? And then she didn't think of the number. So, I didn't expect yes, so suddenly. But the fact that she wanted to ask means she wanted a raise. And then she realized she was not clear on how much more raise she needs or she wants. So as much as we know that we are in sacrifice, I cannot keep working at this rate per hour, at this rate per month, or whatever that is. And then you have to really own it. And then I think I deserve this much so I can have a decent living. I can go on vacation. I can go take courses. Whatever the need you have, I want you to own it. It's not like asking too much. So what I asked, I was not good at asking at all, but now I'm getting better. So 15 years ago, I asked the goddess of abundance, I've been a good boy. Can I have a retreat center? And the goddess of abundance said, okay, Ken, here you go. And then boom, this thing fell. It's 10,000 square feet. We can do 60 people in the seminar. There's a restaurant downstairs, and there's all kinds of fun toys, that I have. So you can ask so much, there's abundance of things you need. So the law of abundance doesn't really limit. If it's good for the environment, I'll give it to you. If it's good for you and others, I'll give it to you. No, whatever you want, it'll be given to you. So release a lot of emotional blocks around money and things, and you can have more. So I'm not saying that you should have more. If that's the direction you go, you could, but don't get addicted to asking for more. So the ideal situation is the goddess of abundance. I have so much. I'm more than enough. But I don't mind having one more retreat center so people can have a great time. And if that's the direction I should go, please give it to me. And then I'll do whatever I need to do and then see what happens. So, I don't need another retreat center, but I feel like buying another one in Kyoto so I can have international guests. So, something like that benefit me and others, it's more likely that you can get it. It's not your own personal needs.
Mm.
If there was one practice you could recommend to everybody watching to start taking a step towards being more abundant, what would you recommend?
I think this is what my mentor, Wahed Takeda, taught me many years ago. He used to be called Warren Buffett of Japan. He was a major shareholder of more than 100 public companies in Japan. That means big, right? Japan is an economic giant. So he said, Arigato your money. That means appreciate your money. If you appreciate money, money appreciates in your life. So when money comes in, appreciate with your open heart. Thank you, money, for coming in. And when you have to say goodbye to money, you can say once again, thank you, arigato money, for being with us. Thank you for this beautiful stay. Because of you, we have a better life. We can pay for the food and all these things. So thank you. I really enjoyed having you. So when you have this appreciation toward money, money has a special chatter at night, like Ken's house is great. You should go visit. Like Alan. Alan said, Ken is a great guest. So I'm inviting to your home like this, right?
Mm.
So if you do nice things, money will just spread the words, and then here you are. More money will come to you. And but we do the opposite. When the money comes in, we lock the door. We just put the money in the basement. Nope, you're not going anywhere. So it's almost like a house arrest, right? And it's not fun for money because money angels are here to bless us, to bless the world. So money angels feel sad and crying in your bank account if you keep it for more than 5 years. Like, what am I born for? Money angels needs to go and then activate people's kindness and generosity. That's what money is for. But we keep our money out of the needs to feel secure. So that is very egoistic. That's why your abundance level stops exactly where you are. So if you become generous, so if you want to have a little challenge with me, just donate, say, $1, $10, $100, and then up to 10% of what you have. See what happens. Let the money angels go out and then bless the world. See what happens in 3 months. So a lot of my students did it. And then I wrote a few books on that too. So I think I should start translating those books.
Yes.
I would love that.
If anyone's going to join us in that challenge, comment below. We're going to join you in that.
Yeah, start with $10. Don't
Awesome.
just do like 100,000, but it's fun. So next time when you find a box of like bucket to donate $1, do that, and then Man Angel come back, to me with lots of friends. So you feel so excited and it's so much fun if you do it.
I love that.
I love that too. What would you say to people who have this idea that money is not spiritual? Or there's a lot of people who are in the career path of healing or some kind of light worker, and they seem to feel almost like a sense of guilt for charging for those things, whereas they might not, even if you're a janitor, you're not probably feeling guilty. But people in the healing profession, I feel like, have a lot of guilt about charging.
Yeah. So I don't want to judge people with guilt because guilt is your bodyguard. Guilt is protecting you from feeling that you're a bad person. So because if you don't have the bodyguard, you must be feeling, oh, I'm a bad person because I got this money. So the bodyguard always says, don't touch the food, don't touch the money. So you will not get food poisoning. Money poisoning is guilt. So you don't want to feel the guilt. So that's why people try to distance from money. But if you have this courage to just eat the guilt, just imagine that, get the money, hire money, and then then Oh, I thought I'm going to die with guilt, but not exactly. So if you can embrace guilt, integrate it inside. Guilt is a feeling that makes you a bad person. Why am I feeling bad? Because they have less money, I have more money. That means I took the money from them. Really? No, they gave the money out of trust.
Hmm.
So they want to appreciate you. So it's not attack. It's not I'm taking away from the money. Because think about it, all the people who pay me are less fortunate in terms of finance background, right? I'd say 99% of my clients have less than I have. I should have guilt, right? But no, they want to appreciate me for sharing, for opening doors for abundance. So I said, well, thank you. And then I embrace their money because I know how to accept their money with appreciation. And they know, they trust the money, and they trust me enough. So I'll do the right thing, justice for money. So the money they give it to me will be just sent somewhere else with my discretion. So they are actually so excited to give me money. That's why I feel so thankful. How much ever I receive every minute from the world is almost like a trust fund for me from the universe. Thank you. So right now I have only like a few $1 million that I can play with. Maybe I'll have more money, but my money container is just about that size. So I'll see what happens. So the more generous I become, I think I can give more. So but that's not my path. I have a billionaire friend, but I'm not made to become a billionaire. I'm a bookworm. I'm happy with these books, but when I need billions, I can call up my billionaire friends. Can you spare me $100 million? And then they'll probably say yes. So you need to know who you are. You need to know you can be generous. And if you trust that the path will open up, if it's your path, then just try and see if what opens up, what not, and then this is your path because the one that opens up for you is a path that you should take.
You've mentioned a few times now that you're a bookworm, maybe even having the biggest library in Japan. I'm
Yeah.
curious, what was the most influential book for you in your whole life?
Or if I talk about the 100 most influential, I have a bookcase in my log cabin, but there are so many books on spirituality, on marketing, and all of those. So I cannot say which one, but the recent hit I recommend to everybody is Die with Zero. So Die with Zero is a concept that we have too much when we die. So say if we are making, say, $50,000 or $100,000 a year, and if we have $100,000 in a bank account, if we're making 50,000, that means that we have a 2 year worth of working in our bank account. So we could have cut 2 years. We could have retired 2 years early, but when we died, we didn't know that. So that's why we worked 2 more extra years. So the concept is that make money with your love and die with zero. If you can do that, I'll just call you a master. My friend's mother passed away that way. She was a school teacher. She calculated how much money she needs for her hospital bills and a funeral. So she saved that money, chunk of money, and then all the other rest, she gave the money to her grandchildren. It was sometimes like $1,500, so not much. I mean, she was a school teacher. But when she died, when my friend did the calculation, in her bank account, she has something like $7. And I think that is a money master to me. So if you try to save all the money out of security, that is a sad way of living. So just give out your money when still you're alive, because you want to see how your money is being spent. So once you heal your money wounds and the trust issues with money and life, then you can have a free, stress-free life, which I want to share with you. because it takes time and also practice, and it doesn't cost you anything. The first step is to arigato your money and then see what happens.
I love
I
that.
think that's completely a revolutionary idea. I think the amount that we like to hoard our money and save our money for security, like you said, I think it's pretty deep and probably pretty deep, certainly in this country.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm often compared with other teachers, but I'm not here to talk about investment, even though I used to teach them. But your relationship with money decides the quality of your life. If your relationship with money is a bad one, based on fear, then your life becomes fearful, which is not so fun. So just transform your relationship with money for a better one. If money was a person, who would it be? Would it be like a cold assassin type of person who could hurt you, or a very friendly person that you want to keep the person in your house forever? So think of that. And if money becomes your best friend, then you have nothing to worry about because money will help you do achieve your dreams. If you want to go around the world, just go. And if you want to build a house, build. If you want to have a retreat center like this, um, just receive lots and lots of happy money, and then you can build on it. So don't stop dreaming based on how much money you can make or how much money you have. It's your heart that can attract your dream life.
So I'm thinking a lot about like capitalism and like hustle culture. Do
Mhm.
you believe happy money can exist in the current Western society?
Yes, in fact, I'm helping people create their own economy. Like we think give and take is a must, but think about it. There are so many ways to make money. Some people try to take advantage of other people, and then they get money. That's one way. Other way is to make people smile and then receive money. There are many ways. At the end of the day, which one do you feel rewarding? For me, before I go to sleep, I just imagine how many people I made smile today with my books, with my content, with
Hmm.
my sentences, my writings. So, and then I think of, like definitely you too. And then I count, instead of counting sheep, I count all the readers, and then I fall asleep. It's a happy way of going to sleep.
I love that. I love that so much. How would you define true wealth then, and how has that evolved over time?
So I think it depends on people's needs. If you are alone and single, true wealth could mean one more extra person right next to you. And if true wealth means family members or kids, that is for them. And if you think true wealth is friends, that's your true wealth. If you think true wealth is extra 1 million US dollars, that's your true wealth. There can be many forms. Could be cars, could be houses, could be gadgets. Like me. For me, like I feel so wealthy if I have like all these nice cameras and all that. And so I don't know who you are, but if you know who you are and if you know your needs, you know what true wealth means. Not necessarily lots of money in the bank account, but who do you want more? Do you want more friends? Do you want to travel more? Do you want to have more free time so you can read all the books? Or do you want to watch all the movies uh, on Netflix? Whatever the thing that excites you the most, that is true wealth.
So one thing that I've seen from some people is that they have the ability to manifest certain things
Mhm.
because they can put themselves in a high vibration, but then they actually have a harder time keeping those things that they've manifested because their subconscious beliefs kind of start to pop up. So I'm curious if you have any advice for how people can make more permanent change. Is there any extra work that people need to do to really get to those deep-rooted beliefs, or is it just habituation?
I think both. If you want to speed up the process, you go back to your childhood and just see what happens. For me, when I was 7 years old, I wanted to have a mountain bike, but my parents, especially my mom, denied it. That's too expensive for you. And I thought I was denied because I'm not that worth. But I realized that now that she was right. That was too advanced for me because I hit I just fell with my bicycle and cut here so bad. We had to ask for ambulance. So she was right that I was not ready for that. Now I know, but I felt like I was denied because I wasn't good. But that feeling stayed for a long time. So, if you have been denied by your parents about going to soccer classes or ballet lessons or piano lessons or summer camps or whatever you were not allowed out of financial reasons, you can just go back to the time and then you just embrace your younger ones and then say, it's all right, you make it through. And then you can heal yourself for not having it. So you can do the summer camp on your own. One time I did the summer camp with my family members, when my daughter was small. And it was so much fun because my 7-year-old was playing with my 7-year-old daughter, So I felt so satisfying experience. And so you can do similar things. So by speeding up the process and by appreciating money, by doing what you love, all these things will just melt all the trauma away. And then one day you notice, wow, I'm way happier than I was. So that is happiness. Happiness is something I gotta become happy. It's not that. You realize, wow, when I think of it, I'm just way happier than before.
Do you think healing a relationship with money is more about what you add in or what you take away? And secondarily,
Interesting.
if you could
Yes.
add one belief about money to people's hearts that are struggling, what would be the
Mhm.
one belief that would be kind of novel and changing for people?
Okay, so there are so many ways to heal you, and then you can do so many things. So I don't want to limit your creativity. So you can play with your life. You can play sports, and then by moving your body, you can just relax the energy too. By reading great books, I don't want to recommend anything because what what you want. So a lot of people say your teaching style is very different. I ask more questions than teach because I really want to ask you, what do you need? Because you know what you need.
You were talking about your childhood and the bike and how you didn't feel worthy. I'm curious, as parents, is it important when our children want things to try to give that to them? Is that going to help their abundance in the long run?
You can say, sorry, your parents don't have the money, so I cannot give it to you. But I promise when I have more money, I can give it to you. And then if I were that parent, I'll just work so hard. I'll make it my goal. So I have more money, so I can give it to my kids. But I need to share that with my kids. Some people say terrible things, and then instead of making it our fault, making kids' fault. One of the terrible things I heard is there's this woman who was crying and she was sharing with me, when I was 6, I wanted to go take a ballet lesson, ballet. And then my father, you know what my father said? You are ugly. Uh, you're not a ballet type. And then,
Oh,
and then she was so, heartbroken then. But in fact, he didn't have the money. So instead of owning that I don't have the money, he said, "You're ugly. You don't go.
oh,
It's waste of money." That's terrible, isn't it?
yeah.
But oftentimes we get so many things like that from our parents. So we need to heal that little child in us. And unfortunately, look at our parents. They're in their 20s and 30s, and you may be older than that. And you're not mature. So a 20-year-old or 30-year-old parent couldn't be much more mature than you are now.
Yeah. Do you have a daily practice that you would recommend that you do or have done that could be really helpful to people?
Yeah, so especially people who are having difficulties, something like, I have more than enough is a great feeling. I have a roof over my head, something like that. So if you feel like I have more than enough, this more than enough situation will be attracted to you. So if you feel like I have more than enough, I have more than enough, and then that will make you feel, even if you make the same amount of money and your financial situation stays the same, but you feel good. So if you know that you have more than enough, that will change the feeling, and then eventually that will change your life situations as well.
What do you think about the phrase money doesn't buy happiness?
Oh, some people say people don't know where to buy.
Like that.
Yeah, so but definitely money can reduce the inconveniences. Like I have a few houses, and then I have a few housekeepers. They love me. They hang around with our family. So because of money and also because of our friendship, when I just go to another house, everything is taken care of. The hot water in the the tub, or flowers, food in the fridge. So we can just move in and start our life. Definitely, money can reduce a lot of inconveniences, and also you can help people too. So money can money can buy happiness indeed, but money itself cannot buy happiness, because happiness involves relationships. If you have like dozens of roses, you can probably express love, but roses itself, they don't buy you love. So it helps. But even if you don't have the roses, if you have your heart, then you can be happy. But money definitely lowers down your stress. So I wouldn't say money can buy everything you need, but money can definitely help you feel less stress. Let me put it that way. But depend on your situation. If you have to make money out of stress and you have to bend yourself to make the money, then it's decreasing your happiness. So if you can do what you love and then get the money, and then money can buy happiness as well. So you have to be very careful.
Mm.
I love it.
Can you talk about the role of mentorship? Because I think a lot of people that are stuck with money stuff might not really think of that as a path. And I know you've had mentors, and I wonder how you've gotten them and how they've helped you.
So the problem is that when you need a mentor, you're probably too busy and too broke. So, I do a mentorship program, but people have to come out. Actually, in fact, I'm so surprised that there are many international guests who want to come all the way to Japan and get mentorship from me. But people who really need mentorship, probably you don't have time and money. But you have to start from somewhere. When you resonate with somebody, like for me, these people, these books were my mentors. Now you have YouTube. So if you like somebody's content, you just keep watching those videos. And then when you have a little more money, you can invest your money into courses that would just you get enough knowledge. And if you absorb all the knowledge, practice it, and then if your financial situation changes, maybe you can go do your own, and then you can learn. But I think ideally, you should go find a mentor who's not famous, who could be your a cousin, who could be your classmate's father, very close to you who can just buy you dinner and lunch and then share their wisdom, their learning. They're not a superstars, but they can be a great first step mentor for you. So once you have the mentor, you can always upgrade your mentors, And I actually wrote a few books on how to find a mentor, how to get a mentor to teach you all the skills and tricks. I wrote them in my books.
Mm.
I would love to hear the importance of emotional energy in regards to manifestation. Like, is like the more grateful you are, does that like increase the speed at which you manifest? Things like that.
I think it's not just more grateful you are, it's more that will do to people. So, for example, if I want to buy a center, I can do a crowdfunding, for example. If I'm buying, say, Rolls Royce, and if I do the crowdfunding, which is faster, the Rolls Royce is for me,
Yeah.
the retreat center is for you. So if the arrow goes towards you, I think the speed will go less. But if that involves many people, like say, let's do the crowdfunding for community libraries, people will be excited because it's for us, it's for people. But can I build my own retreat and also my own library? Can you donate $2 million? Not many people would get excited. I mean, that's just buy on your own. So if it's a crowdfunding, I want to help my grandmother who is in the hospital. Or can I buy a snail bag, the same price? So think about that. So that will decide the speed of the manifestation.
This retreat is going to feel like a sigh of relief. You're going to come in a beautiful community with Kyle and I and the other practitioners there. You're going to awaken your heart, release what no longer serves you, and leave filled with joy and feeling fully embodied.
You said a few things about this, but I'd love to know some other questions we should be asking our money, conversations we should be having with our money to open up that flow.
Actually, I'm writing a book in English, and I'm going to start writing every week because I have so many books waiting to be translated with the help of ChatGPT and all that. So I'm going to start Happy Libraries from 7th of July. So I'm going to start releasing all the books. The first one is Thank Your Money, Change Your Life. That is the title. And I think I'm going to price very low that anybody can buy. But anyway, in that box, I'm just putting all the fun skills and techniques that you can practice. So the first one is have a conversation. And the preface goes, can you have a new relationship with money? That means you have to say sorry for money, for all the time that I thought you're a bad person. But in fact, you're not. I projected bad stuff to you. So you have to start with, I'm sorry to money first. I'm sorry I misunderstood you. I'm sorry it was not your fault. It's my projection. So please forgive me. That is a good start. And then after money says, okay, your apology is accepted, then you can be friends again. So once you become friends, what would you do once money becomes your best friend? And if money becomes on your side, what do you want to do? So that is a fun conversation that you can have after this interview.
I love that so much.
And we will do that.
And we really will. I mean, let's spend a couple weekends with our money and just hang out a little bit, I'm curious if you have any activities for children, like that, kids are at a young age, they're very impressionable. What would you recommend to teach our kids to kind of, I guess, nurture all the things you're talking about right now?
Yeah, so my father used to take me to shopping mall, not the modern shopping mall, like a shopping street. And there was this fisherman and the fish market and the futon mattress store and the real estate store. He asked me, which one is making more money? And I said fish market because a lot of exchange, a lot of people. And then he asked me, okay, so look at the store right next to it. It's a mattress store. And then there are a few people. And then real estate store. There's nobody. But he said, when you make a sale of one fish, one plate of fish, you make just a few dollars, right? And if you make a sale of one mattress or the whole family, then the owner, the shopkeeper, can make a profit that will just benefit their family. They can live for a week or two. And then if you make a sale of one big house, you can live for a few months. So he was telling me the profit margin, if you're selling everyday stuff, the profit margin is small. So if you just bring your kids to shopping mall like that and then start just observing the money flow and just compare two shopkeepers who are very excited about their business and then who are not, who are just very depressed, like I have to be here because I have to, feed my family. So it's nothing to do with money. It's how you relate to what you do. So if you're not doing what you love, you have to, you yourself as a parent have to change your job. And then you can show the example, your example. By doing what you love, you can bring in enough money. So you need to show one other happy example of doing the things and then bring money. So if you can teach your kids that money is fun, money can come in the direct proportion of how much you serve. Like say you do service for other people, and then that will be calculated. I always say the goddess of abundance have a scale. So Ken, this month you helped 200,000 people, and then you helped 10,000 people, you have helped 1,000 people. Depending on how many people you serve, you get like reward. So like I'm a writer. So I say like this book, I sold say this one I sold 10,000 books. And then if I just sold 10,000, I will get $10,000. If I sell 5,000, I get $5,000 because that means I served 5,000 readers, 10,000 readers. And luckily, if I sell my book to 50,000 books, that means I will get $50,000. So that equation will stay in kids' system. Okay, so if I want to be rich, I can serve people. Okay, got it, Dad. So that is a good motivation. So I wouldn't say study hard or work hard. Just come up with something by sharing who you are, by sharing your gift. Then that would decide how much money you make.
I love that so much.
Can you talk a little bit more? You gave the one example of if there's some kind of financial crisis, to have people in your life that you could go stay with. And I think that's so valuable. There's actually been times in my life where I went through and said, you know what, if this doesn't work out, I could go stay with this person. And it actually is really comforting. And I think the way most people used to live. So I love that you said that. Is there anything else that we could do to feel secure and like we're not depending on, let's say, our money in the bank account? If it goes to zero, what else can we do to feel secure and fortify ourselves without being attached to if one bad thing goes down?
Yes, I have a great practical advice. Go find a great mentor who loves you, who think you're a dear daughter or like son or brothers, and then ask them to become a guarantor. I had like 3 or 4 guarantors in my 20s and 30s. So if I failed, can you feed me?
Oh, wow.
So can you become my sugar daddy? And they said, of course, just go, do your own thing. If you get hurt and come back, you can stay with me. I'll just, at least I'll feed you well. So if you have 3 or 5 wealthy people, or at least financially comfortable people, who just give you words, I will just feed you, and then you're all set. So one is not enough, because I had one guarantor pass away. Like, oh my God, my insurance is gone, right? So if you have like 4 or 5 of them, and then you're all set. So just once again, relationships are that's a key. You have to have the right relationships. Otherwise, you cannot have security. Even though you have a bank account, what if your dollar or euro or yen depreciates in value? There are so many worries. So, more advanced class, I teach how to create your invisible asset, because invisible asset is far more important, and you can turn it into visible asset, which is another subject. But to make a short story, I gave away 10,000 copies of my books on money. What I want you to know about money in Japanese to 10,000 people. I pay all the postage and stuff, no strings attached. So it cost me about $200,000, in cash. And because of the postage and the books. And I bought the fun memory from 10,000 people. All the people who received my book thanked me. They really appreciated me. I heard some of them sold my book to the secondhand store and got a few dollars, right? Which is okay. I'm perfectly fine, because it's my gift. But 10,000 people know that I'm a good guy. And also, in case something happens financially in the world, they will come to find me on YouTube and other things. And so, in a sense, I deposit my $200,000 in people's heart. And maybe 5 years later, I might do some seminar, I might start a program. And when I do it, there will be enough people coming back. It could be new currency in the whole world. After the big crash of economy, our dollars and yen will not mean anything, and then, but we keep going, we keep on living. So my $200,000 in the bank account may become zero in a few years, but that memory I bought in people's heart, as long as people live, and they will just have that. So my daughter will probably get a free lunch somewhere. Your dad sent me a copy. I'll just definitely get you lunch. So, my invisible asset that I bought is there. So these 10,000 people are now helping me. Just help they become a volunteer of my events. So I get a lot of great benefits already. So think of the lifetime value of the 200,000 I gave away. But you have to have more than $200,000, don't give away everything. But if you have more than enough, you can do a fun experiment like that and then see what happens.
Is there anything else you really want to tell us about money that you haven't shared with us yet?
It's kind of hard, because there has to be some levels. Unless your heart and mind opens up, you don't get what I teach. This is hard to grasp. Because we are so brainwashed. Like, if I give away, I don't have anything to keep, because you're thinking giving away is the only way. But so because it's a two-way transaction, cannot grasp the idea that you're well taken care of by the universe. So you have to go step by step. But there's a whole different abundance out there. You don't have to suffer this way. You don't have to get stuck in a job, get stuck in the financial situation. You don't need to blame your country or politics or parents or your companies you're working for or the clients who don't give raise. It's inside job. Once you know everything's inside, it's much more simple. So all you have to do is go inside and heal and integrate and then become a newer person. And you can change the financial future. So once you know that, you kind of like go up to the level of new abundance. Wow, the whole new world is out there. So don't get stuck in zero-sum game. If somebody wins, you lose. No, our life is not made that way. If you start opening up yourself to a new whole abundance, this whole world is kind, generous, and abundant once you open the doors. So the magic word is thank you or arigato. When you start appreciating everything in your life, boom, this magic door opens automatically. So,
And Ken, just in closing, you have an amazing summit coming up that we'd love to introduce to our audience.
thank you. We're going to host the Happy Wealth Summit. So our mutual friend Alan is one of the person who just joined the summit. We have so many great speakers, such as Reverend Michael Beckwith, Marie Diamond, Dr. Joe Vitale, and so many other great people, both very well established and also young people who have millions of followers. And we're going to talk about happiness, how to attract money and abundance in their own style. So I'm interviewing everybody. So this is my joy to get to know, to get the juice out of every great speaker.
Awesome. Well, we'll post the link to that event below for anybody interested.
Yep. And
Thank
is there
you.
any other way we can support you, or what book should we be looking out for in English, or
Mhm.
any way our audience can support what you're doing?
Thank you. So you can join a free community, Arigato Living Community. We are connected internationally. And also you can just watch many videos for free on YouTube. And if you're interested, I'm teaching a one-year mentorship program too. So if you want to go dive into this happy wealth and abundance, I teach monthly in English.
Nice.
Awesome. We'll have all that information below. I would like to say thank you, and thank you on behalf of our audience, because I think just your energy, just listening to this,
Yeah.
it's such a light, happy feeling, and you really communicate that to the point where can really change people and be enlightening. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And doing this, either I get paid or not, is my blessing. So it's a pure joy for me to be able to share with people about what I know. So anytime, just invite me back. I'll be there. I try to make time somewhere in the world, and I hope to visit Massachusetts back after.
Oh, you have a place to stay.
Yeah, you can come stay with
Yes.
us. Poor
Now
or
I can
wealthy.
stay. Yes.
Thank
So
you.
it's so nice to get to know you, and I'm sending you all the love and happy money energy to everybody. So
Let's
thank
go.
you.
Happy money energy to everybody. Thank you.
Arigato. Arigato.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody.